Hey everybody, okie dokie. The other day, if you follow my Instagram and Facebook and stuff, you will see that I attempted to do a Russian almond for the first time, and I was asked if I could do a video on it. Now bear in mind, it was just me trying to do a Russian almond. It did turn out pretty good. I was quite happy with it, you know. Sorry, my dog's jumping up and down. So I am going to share with you. Now bear in mind, I am not an expert. And the Flexi Finger is wonderful but very difficult to attach forms to, and they will move, and that affects the shape, and you really need everything to be just so. So for a start, you need to make sure your form is not tilting down at all, and it does, it slips. I tried so much to try and get this to stick. You need a nice curve in it, so I'm going to snip either edge around the side walls of the nail, that's like down the growth channels, and do that so it just curls tighter for that C curve. So as I said, I'm not an expert. I've literally done this once. I tried the next day and my hands have been too bad. I'm having some problems with the joints in my hands. You'll see that a lot of my fingers are double jointed and they get stuck, so I struggle with filing and stuff. So some days I can do it, some days I can't. I'm using the new, well, it's new for me, pink Opal from Glitterbells. Oh my life, it's stunning. So I've repurchased Glitterbells. I've fallen in love with it. It works really well, wet or dry. I'm going quite dry for me, as you will see. Look at that. It just stays where you put it though, and it's beautiful. And if you want to move it around a little bit more, just wet your brush down and the acrylic responds perfectly. So I'm blending that bead back a little bit, just so there's no harsh line, and then I'm going to tilt the nail down, or tilt the finger down, and start bringing that product down. As you can see, it's super hard to keep the form perfect, in perfect place like you do on a real person. So there are some problems with the shape at the end, which I know could be rectified by form placement. It's just what it is. I'm going to keep adding beads down there until I build the shape. I don't want these beads too wet because I don't want them running all over the place and causing me any grief. I just want them to sit, and they do, they sit where you place them. I like this colour because it has this beautiful shimmer in it, and it's great for doing ombres as well. So I'm just taking that down right to the end of the form. Obviously you can do it any length you want. I really want to do a set on myself. I just don't know if I'm quite there yet, you know? Just don't know if I'm good enough yet to be able to do it with my non-dominant hand. Ooh. It might actually be easier doing it on myself because the form will stick. It won't fall off. Any of you guys that have got the silicone hands, I don't know if you have the same trouble with the forms falling off, just literally they've got nothing to stick to. I don't know if there's an answer. I don't know. I really don't know. I've been asked to do different shapes as well. So stiletto, nice sharp stiletto sculpted, and like the soft almond and other things like that. So I will do different shapes, and also just a square set. Somebody asked me to do a square set, which I don't really ever do. So I'm adding my beads, and obviously I'm going to start building up to make sure it's nice and even, to make sure that the opacity is the way I want it. Bleeding out the beads, not the brush. That was something Miss Lucy mentioned to me once, was make sure you bleed the bead, not just the brush. Another thing I have noticed when doing this particular shape is that it's very easy to get thick at the sides and thin at the top, and then when you do your finish filing you suddenly think, oh my god, it's just too thin, like at the head of the almond shape, it's just too thin. So it's something I'm working on and I'm aware of. Again, practice makes perfect, but I just want to show you guys that, because I wanted to try this for months and I thought it was impossible. I was like, there's no way I'll be able to do that, and I was just bored, so I had a go, and I was so excited that in my head I was like, I can break this shape down, I can try and figure this out. Yeah, it's fine if you can go to attend a course. Like, there's no courses local to me. There's none at all. I have to travel hours, and I can't drive that far. I can't travel very far. And I've got 2 children with special needs that need me around a lot at the moment. So I kind of have to figure some things out on my own. But then there's nothing like just throwing yourself in the deep end. Look, I caught the end of this nail with my other finger. I was really clumsy, and I was like, well, how did that happen? I damaged it. Like, what an idiot. And then about an hour later, I realised I had a piece of acrylic stuck to the end of my little fingernail. So I'm just going in now. If you noticed, in the centre of that nail extension, there's a dip. So I go back in with a dry bead again, relatively dry, and I place that in the middle there. Luckily, this isn't super fast setting, so I still have time to pinch. Oh, I add another cuticle bead first. Sorry, forgot about that. Yeah, see that knobbly bit of acrylic on there? Sorry about the state of my nails. I've been playing around. I really need to do some extensions, but my little boy is having an operation on Tuesday, so I'll be staying in hospital, so I'm probably just going to go naked nails for a few days until he's not in need of so much care. It's probably the safest thing to do. Okay, now I'm going to place that bead on that area where it needs a bit more oomph. This is a really strong shape as well, like a super strong shape, because it has a really deep C curve. I adore the pinched C-curve look with nails. There's nothing more satisfying to me. I know everyone's different. I know some people don't like to pinch, they don't like the look of it. I love it. Oh, I get super excited. So I'm just checking my shape now, making sure it's the way I want it before I pinch. And then I check the sides to make sure they're mouldable but not super sticky. And then I do a little pinch and a squeeze. I take it off, and if there's no change to the shape, then I'm happy to pinch it. Because you know what it's like if you pinch too soon. You get that splat down the sides. Again, I'm checking. I can feel that acrylic warming up as well. So you know when that reaction's coming and when it's setting, because it will heat up. So I've pinched, I'm tapping the nail to make sure that it's all completely solid. As you can see there, I'm showing you that it's not perfect, it needs refining. I am quite clumsy at the moment. I'm having trouble with my hands, so I'm just waiting for some blood test results about that. But I'm having a lot of pain and just a bit of lack of dexterity here and there, so just getting that sorted. But then I have got like weird double jointed thumbs, can you see? A lot of my fingers pop in and out a lot. Anyway, before I go to the final stage, I'm just adding another bead here, and I did actually make that bead a little bit too dry there. So there was a little bit of shadowing, but I just added a wet bead over the top of it. And in the end, actually, when I was refining, I filed quite far back, so it wasn't a problem at all. The shimmer doesn't show up right now, but at the end you'll see how shimmery this is. It's so pretty. I could just have a whole set of this. I was gutted actually. I placed my order and then Annabelle brought out her top coat like the day after, or 2 days after. And I was like, no, I've just run out of top coat. Ah. So I'm just making sure my cuticle area and apex area, because it's a long nail, it demands quite a good strong apex. I did go a little bit over with some areas, but I refined it in filing. And the more you practice, the less mistakes you're going to make. So I'm just being human really. I could wait 6 months and show you when I'm absolutely perfect and I can do it with my eyes closed, or I could be brutally honest with you and show you my sort of 3rd attempt at doing it and just show you how it is. Because as nail techs, I think we compare ourselves way too much to other people. We don't know. Oh, there was a slobby one there. We don't know how much they practice. So I think it's important to don't compare yourself. Liz Guild said this the other day. I admire her outlook on things. She's beautiful, inside and out. So I'm just making sure I'm happy with it, and then I'll let it set, and then we'll go in for some filing. So I'm removing the form, pinching at the bottom, and then it just slides off the finger, look. That's why the shape again is not completely perfect. You'll see at the end the angle's not completely perfect because that form slips and slides all over the place. It's very, very difficult. I'm going to use my e-file, which is from Femme Fatale Nails. I do have a review on it if you would like to see. So I'm just going to go in with my bit. I think it was from Nail Dot Supplies, but I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know. It's in the video of my e-file, so I'll link it in the description box. And I'm just debulking and evening out. I could do this by hand, but because I'm having a day where my hands are just quite sore, it's a lot easier for me to do it like this. And also I'm looking at thinking, why did I do that? Why did I do that? But the wonders of e-files means it's not so much torture if you make a mistake and put too much product on. Now it goes up to 30, and I think on the settings, I think this was at about 23, 25. I mean, it's pretty good. This acrylic files really well anyway. So again, I'm just going into the areas where I feel there's too much product and just kind of debulking, smoothing it out. And then when I've finished with that, I'll go in with the hand file and really start refining the shape. I have sped up the hand filing because I was really slow and clumsy with it today. But I wanted to get the video out, so it's been a few days since I've done a video for you guys. Just had a few bad days, that's all. Nothing major. Again, just down the centre of the nail. So I want those, my sidewalls filed first. I want them nice and straight. I want them even. So I'm looking at them, I'm holding my file against them, making sure they're even, making sure they're straight, and then rolling the file up. And after I've done that, I tend to go around the cuticle area. The free edge is the last thing, and this was a tip I saw from Miss Lucy, the Glitter Fairy, was that she files the free edge last, which I thought was really, really good actually. It made complete sense. I was like, yeah, that makes complete sense, because you want to get everything else in before you do that final angular file. So that's the way I've done it too. I have still gone back in afterwards and faffed around with it, because you do, don't you? I mean, filing can save a nail, but I would like to not have to really file that much, which takes practice. So what I'm doing now is I'm making sure the nail rolls up, you know, so where I'm filing it's not going to go flat. So I'm bringing the file around the side and over, up and over, so you've got that curve in the nail and it flows all the way through. But there are certain things I hold my file differently. I'm looking now to see if that nail's straight down. And what I noticed was it was obvious that the form had dropped during application, and I hadn't noticed. Now for the tip here where you're filing, you want to put your file at about 45-degree angle. This was difficult because I haven't got my Flexi Finger attached to anything. I'm trying to turn it around from different angles. Sorry, briefly goes out of shot. So it's kind of wobbling around all over the place. It's slipping. I can't grip it properly with my hands. So it was cat-handed, but we got there in the end. It's just patience pays off. Now what I decided to do is actually take down a bit more of the length, because I wasn't happy with the way it had started sloping at the end. So I took down some of the length in a minute. I don't know exactly when. I think I'd already just taken down the length and I was just finishing off here. My phone stopped recording for a moment and I had to delete some bits and bobs. So once I'm happy with that, I'm going to white block it. just a little bit. Let's take out any scratches, because I used a 100 grit file to do my filing. So. And I'll give it a clean with isopropyl alcohol. It's really good for cleaning the dust off the Flexi Finger as well. As you can see where that slope is a little bit, I'll show you in a bit in more deep there. See, just at the tip, just at the free edge there, there's a slope, and I mean, I wouldn't be happy with that normally, but it's the best I could manage with a form that was slipping off. Nice angle there, nice and tight. So let's get on and top coat now. I'm just using my standard Blue Sky top coat because I've run out of my no wipe top coat. So you can see the shine coming through. There's these kind of pinky glitters in this, really super duper duper fine, really beautiful. Once we're out of the lamp, I'll put it in the lamp for 60 seconds and then I'll let it cool down and then remove the inhibition layer. And then I will show you the final video, which is here, and then some close-up photos where you can really see the details. I'd probably try and do this on myself just so I can get more of a better fit with the form. But I love the shape. There you go, close up. See the shimmer in that? I love the shape, I love the style. So I hope this has helped and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!